Hi ladies, ready to make this one today? Join me in the craft room and I'll show you how in 10 minutes or less. And we'll do the inside and the envelope. Come on over. For our card today, we're going to need the stamp set Jar of Love. I'm specifically using Hello, this flower, this leaf spray, and the stem for the flower. You'll also need a scrap of Whisper White. You'll need 2 pieces of Whisper White that are 4 by 5 1/4. I am using the Whole Lot of Lovely DSP, and I'm using these 2 papers, this striped and this striped. I have my card base that's Tranquil Tide, that's 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored at 4 1/4. I have my 1 3/4 inch circle punch and then my 1 1/2 inch circle punch. My ink is Tranquil Tide, Pool Party, and Powder Pink. And then I'm using some paper pumpkin ribbon that I had that matched. And if you don't have this, you could use the Skinny Silver or some other ribbon that goes with it. To get my placing, what I did was I put my block on, and then I put my flower top on, and then I put the stem for the flower. I'm going to take the flower off, and I'm going to stamp these on my panel. So I'm just going to stamp that, and I'm going to stamp that, and I'll go up just a little bit. I move over closer to the edge, and then I won't get the ink. I think I'll come down some. All right, so I have varying heights, but it's not filled in. There's still a lot of spaces missing. So what I'm going to take and do is I'm going to take the other stamp that's in there, and I'm going to stamp that with Pool Party. I did a card, I don't know if I've posted it yet, and it used Pool Party and Tranquil Tide, and oh my gosh, it was such a pretty combination. All right, so I'm filling in here, and I'll come down some and fill in, and I'll go back. So I'm filling in the bottom of this. I'm not worried too much. All right, now that I've got that across the bottom, I'm going to take and I'm going to do my flower on the top. Okay, now I need to put my flower on my flower stems, and what I'm going to take and do is I'm going to take Powder Pink and I'm going to stamp my flower on there. And it's okay if it doesn't show up as the others. If it looks like it gives you some depth. How do I say this? This is in front of the flower. This is in front of the flower. So that's why I've done it that way. So there's my flower. Now it's time to do my strip across the bottom, which is going to be this. I'm going to put this across the bottom, and then I have to do my sentiment. So let me cut this first. Okay, now that we have our bottom stamped, it's time to do the top. And I'm going to put this across the top, and I'll put a real thin piece of Tranquil Tide behind it. Let me cut those, and I'll be back to finish up. I got my papers cut, and it's time to put them together. This one is 1 inch by, excuse me, 5 inches. And the green, which is Tranquil Tide, is 1 1/4 by 5 1/4. Okay, and that fits on there like so. So I'll put that together. Now I want to do my sentiment. So I'm going to take Hello from that same set. Oh, I got Something stuck on there. And I'm going to use Pool Party. And I'm going to stamp the hello onto the scrap of white. And then I'm going to use my 1.5 circle punch, and I'm going to punch it out. And for my backing, I'm using some of the Whole Lot of Lovely striped paper and a 1 3/4 inch circle punch, and I punched it out. And now I'm going to mount this on here. I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of here, and I'm going to do the triangle idea like so. And this is going to go on my card up here. This is from an old paper pumpkin, so I'm going to use it on here. If you don't have this ribbon, you can easily use the silver. It just needs a little sparkle, and I wanted it something thin. So the thin silver, I don't have the thin silver. I'm out. Can you believe that? So with this, let me get this added. And just so you know, if you take your bone folder and just kind of run it like you're curling ribbon across there, it takes the kinks out. So let me cut my tear and tape and use your bone folder to burnish it in to get the back off. I find the back is hard to get off of this. Then I'm going to take another piece of tear and tape and put over top of it. That way it will be sandwiched in between the ribbon and there's less chance of it coming out. I just kind of push it down in there real good. Now I need to tie my bow. Make a loop, and I'm right-handed, so I hold it in my right hand. Take your ribbon back behind your thumb, cross over, and pull. Get it to the point where it's fairly tight, and then you can adjust your bow. And I'm going to put this on with the glue dot, and I just stick it down and then pick it up and kind of smush the glue dot. And I'm going to put it right on top, and it'll help hold that ribbon in place also. I think the silver would have looked really nice with this, but I didn't have it. Oh well, make do. All right, let's put it on our card base. Okay, I have my Tranquil Tide card base, and I'm going to fold it and burnish it. Then I'm going to take my glue and spread it around. Take the backing off of my other pieces of tear and tape. Don't forget to do that. I've done it and it just doesn't lay right, and you know right away what you've done wrong. All right, and then I always open it back up because I can see it better. It's just me. And I'm going to center it. And there. Isn't that cute? And we did the inside and the envelope. I hope I've inspired you today. Have a great day.